This week on POL, we'll travel to the Lehigh River for a look at whitewater rafting. Hundreds of people hit the river every day, and you can too. Find out how. And we'll look at a vehicle designed for the outdoors. And it's only on POL. Hello everyone and welcome to POL. I'm Don Jacobs and I'm along the Lehigh River in the beautiful town of Jim Thorpe. There's a lot of recreation that happens throughout the summer here on the Lehigh River. Of course, there's fishing and canoeing and kayaking. And how about whitewater rafting? Now, there's a company on Route 903 not far out of town, Pocono Whitewater. They invited us to take a look at their operation. You're going to hear from April.
This is Pocono Whitewater and we're in the town of Jim Thorpe right now.
And what do you do?
So we offer whitewater rafting, we also offer whitewater kayaking as well, and we will run anywhere from 12 to 8 miles of rafting down the Lehigh River.
And is there always water in the river? Explain
I love that
what
question.
is it about?
So that's a really good question. So sometimes we have a lot of water, like spring for example, we have a lot of our winter runoff, our snow runoff. In the summer months when it gets a little bit warmer, we're actually a little bit more relating to dam release schedule. So what that means is our lower section 3 family style section, that's running at all times. That's down in Jim Thorpe, it's in the valley where the water always kind of pools. Whereas on the weekends when it's a little bit drier through like drought season, we're kind of getting into that right now where things are starting to dry up. We actually have scheduled dam releases through the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the Francis E. Walter Dam. And what that means is they'll release roughly about 750 cubic feet per second, and that allows us to run what we call our lower gorge section, which is a little bit higher up, it's a little bit more steep, and that's a little bit more of the aggressive whitewater section that we run. So basically what you need to do is give us a call, 1-800-WHITEWATER, that's our phone number. You'll speak with one of our reservationists, they'll get you set up with a time that works out for you. It really kind of depends what you're looking for. So for example, if you're looking for one of our theme trips, we do things like pirate whitewater rafting, where we have actual pirates out there on the water with you. That's typically when you have the little kids with you. We can set you up for one of those time slots, but let's say you're a bachelor party and you're looking for something a little bit more spicy, I would say. Then we'll schedule you for a Saturday or Sunday during the dam release schedule. When you show up, we just ask that you pretty much make sure that you bring lunch with you, preferably packed in a Ziploc bag so it stays nice and dry out there in one of our buckets. You want to wear closed-toed shoes, okay? Something with a back on it so they don't come off your feet if you do get out there in the water. And otherwise just your favorite bathing suit and maybe some sunblock.
So you do get wet on these trips?
Oh yeah, you get wet, guarantee it.
Tell me about what happens when I show up to go on my trip.
So basically what happens is you check in, you're going to meet with one of our greeters, and then from there we give you roughly about 30 minutes to get ready. That's run around, go drop your stuff off at the car, hang up your car keys, get a life jacket, make sure you have your lunch with you, and then we're going to bring you down into our safety briefing. And that's where you're going to be introduced to the guide staff that are going to join you for that day. And we're going to give you roughly about 10 to 15 minutes of tools to success, as I like to call them.
Let's make it easier. What do you think this means? Go that way! What do you think this means? Go that way! I'm floating backwards, you're floating forwards, it gets confusing. Trick question, what's this? Straight to me, alright, come to me. Alright, you guys are all certified hand signal experts in the world of whitewater rafting. Good job.
We're going to teach you how to do things that you've probably never done before. We're going to teach you the best of our ability of how to do it right. And that also comes back to, if hypothetically you run into any bumps along the way, it's okay, you're gonna have your guide staff with you anyway. Today we're gonna be running what we call Section 3, that's our family section as well. So we have roughly about 116 folks that are starting to wander their way in now. And once they get ready, we're going to bring them down to the safety briefing, hop on a bus, and then we're going to go to the town of Jim Thorpe. We're actually going to be right next to the train station in Jim Thorpe, one of the most beautiful places in downtown. We're going to hop on a raft, and then we're going to paddle about 4 miles until we get to our picnic lunch on the side of the river. And then after that, we're going to paddle another 4 miles, and we'll have a bus waiting for us at Takeout in Bowmanstown. classifications, they go anywhere from 1 through 5. Class 1 and 2, that's really friendly kind of stuff. That's when you're kind of looking at like Delaware Water Gap area. That's really laid back, a little bit of like a lazy river in some cases. When you start getting into class 3, that's a little bit more exciting. The way I like to describe it to our guide staff when they're asking those questions is it's just enough to be very, very exciting, but not too much to scare you necessarily. Now when you start getting into class 4 and 5, now that's where you have a little bit more safety requirements, because that's where it can be a little bit more intimidating, a little bit more dangerous in some cases as well.
And that usually is around the water releases?
So we don't actually get to see class 4 and 5 here.
Okay.
We see all class 3. The river is classified as a class 3, and which when the dam releases are happening, we can run our class 3 section. And that is, again, that's just like a little bit more exciting. It's also a little bit more remote because it's in an area that we call the gorge. In this case, this is no experience necessary. So as long as you're within our age ranges, so on the family style section, that's 4, and as old as you want to be to come out go whitewater rafting. As for the gorge section, we kind of bump that age up a little bit. We have an 8-year-old age limit on that one. But again, it's no experience necessary, so we can pretty much take anybody down the river that wants to go with us.
So what is the draw? Like, what do people, when they get off these trips, what do they say is their most memorable moment?
Oh goodness, you know what? It is 3 hours of packed fun. And we're taking you out in the woods. We're taking you somewhere that you may not have gone on your own, and you have a professional guide staff that's gonna walk you down, teach you the best way to do things, and teach you how not to do things as well. And when you bring your family members out in these situations, you come to find out that this is a really big team building activity. So you get to see with all of your best friends, or maybe even your mom and dad, can you communicate well? And even if you can't, can you work your way through some of those smaller problems so that you can still make your way and navigate down? And worst comes to worst, if you guys do run into a few issues, you're surrounded by guide staff. We're gonna be out there with you. We're gonna help you anyway.
That's awesome.
This family runs multiple different types of activities. So we have Pocono biking, where you can rent bicycles, you can pedal down the DNL trail, you can also do multi-day overnight trips, and that's one of the things I'm most excited about. We just recently started adding a few extra things to that. So basically what that is you bicycle for say 25, 30 miles to an inn-to-inn. So we'll drop you off at bed and breakfast, you have a great dinner there, you wake up in the morning, you bicycle a little bit longer, and then you do it again for a few days. We also offer Skirmish USA, which is the largest paintball fields in the world. And it is impressive out there. This is over 800 acres of paintball. There's over 50 different fields that you could play on, and it's completely immersed in the woods.
So if somebody wants more information, your phone number, your website.
If you want to give us a call, it's at 1-800-WHITEWATER, or you can find us at PoconoWhitewater.com. That's the easiest way to access all of the different activities that we offer. You can kind of see the different types of trips we do. I mentioned that we do pirate rafting, but we also do dog days of summer. So if you want to bring the whole family, or you want to take your dog out rafting, you can do that too. Just got to make sure you bring a life jacket with you. And then we also offer moonlight rafting as well. So that's something that's definitely starting to pick up right now because all the lightning bugs are coming out. And it is a gorgeous day under the moon for that one.
Thank you, April, and of course, the family couldn't be nicer. They really gave us a tour of the place, and it's exciting to get on the river, especially when you're with your family. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to have more from the Lehigh River when we return.